This video is presented by EA Creator Network. A big thank you to EA and Codemasters for sending me a code to the final build of the F1 22 game. It is not that long until F1 22 releases everywhere, and in this video I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the game as well as give you a quick overview as to what you can expect. We've entered a brand new era in Formula 1, the first of its kind in a long time. With the sporting regulations and new era rules designed to promote closer racing, F1 22 has been updated to reflect this, with reworked handling and updated physics. It used to be an overbody aero system, and now it's gone to a more underbody aero system, and that was something that took me a bit of getting used to. But once I was used to it, it was very rewarding. You can now go up to 50 in terms of front and rear wing setups, which I think is a huge step up. So if you use your setup from the F1 2021 game, it won't work. I found the braking on F1 22 has significantly improved for me. I feel like the car is more responsive when I hit the brake pedal, but I found the curves to be a bit more punishing on this game, such as the heavy braking done in Bahrain and turns 7 and 8 around Spain. The tyre models have changed as well to reflect the new 18-inch tyres, so the amount of stops the drivers do in real life could reflect what you have to do in game. The strategies that you'll see in F1 2021 may be different to F1 22, and that is something you will discover whilst playing the game. There's been a lot of interactive and broadcast improvements on this year's game, and in my opinion, it's for the better. It has immersive and broadcast styles for pit stops, formation laps, and safety car periods. In the immersive option, it lets you drive the full formation lap, including parking up to your grid space. This is a feature of the game that I wanted for years, so I'm really glad it's on this year's game. In terms of pit stops, there is a pit stop turn-in mechanic where timing is based on the time your car will turn into the grid space. If you press it too early or late, you'll get a slower stop, or certain things could happen, such as a wheel or a wing getting stuck, for example. I like that new element, however I do hope that the wheel or wing doesn't get stuck in multiplayer lobbies or league races. With the safety car, it allows you to drive during the full safety car period as normal on immersive. However, if you don't want to do these immersive options, there is a broadcast style where formation laps, pit stops and safety car periods have dynamic camera angles, similar to what we see on TV.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out. Ready to take the start of the race as the cars take their positions on the grid. The drivers and teams making their final preparations.
The podium celebrations have also improved as well, with more animations and more locations too, which I really like. The Miami International Autodrome made its debut on the Formula 1 calendar this season, and it makes its first appearance on the F1 games. It has 19 corners and 3 DRS zones, and Codemasters have done a great job with this track. It is something that a lot of players will be trying out when the game fully releases for sure. Australia, Spain and Abu Dhabi have been updated on the new game to reflect the changes to them in real life. Spain only has one notable change in Turn 10, whereas Australia and Abu Dhabi has had some big improvements, which is for the better. Australia is more fun to drive, with the old Turn 10 you could go straight on, and the dreaded chicane in Abu Dhabi now gone, with drivers now going through a long sweeping left-hander, and hopefully it promotes more overtaking. My team now includes 3 different starting points. You can start as a newcomer, just like previous F1 team iterations, but if people want to start 5 points and championships right away, there is also a midfield challenger and title contender. With players allowed to pick between these 3 different starting points, it allows them to play my team the way they would like, and this is a welcome addition to the F1 games for sure, and it makes sure that my team continues to get better and better. During some practice programs, such as ERS management, fuel management and qualifying pace, there is an augmented reality element that is projected onto the track surface and will assist those players that are skilled, and also if you're unsure about a circuit, it helps you as a learning aid, so it covers off both areas. In certain scenarios, it's good for me to see which areas I'm the weakest in, but there are some times I can't get to that level yet, but it's nice to see what to work on. In my team and in driver career, it now features expanded department events and threaded cross-race questions which provide a challenge to the player, and it's also available in co-op career. Also new to this game is adaptive AI. This can be found in a casual race style under simulation settings. There are 2 levels of adaptive AI. There is the normal mode, which is an adaptable level of difficulty applied to all AI competitors that react to the player's position on track. And there's the form mode, which has what it is in a normal mode, but it also adapts their speed and competitiveness. I did try that setting out and I felt like I was able to pass a lot of cars very quickly, so this is something that won't suit someone that's more experienced in the F1 games like me and runs a higher AI. But it's really handy for someone that's just getting started in the F1 games or racing games in general. If you want more than 25 AI in game, you will be best suited to changing the AI on the fly by using the standard and expert race styles. I felt like the AI mode has improved quite a lot as well, and you're able to have more wheel-to-wheel racing with them as well, and that's very, very good, especially with my team and driver career. Sprint races were introduced to the sport for the first time last year, and sprint races make their debut in F1 22. Points are awarded from 1st to 8th place, and it can be run in my team, driver career, co-op career, Grand Prix mode, and multiplayer around Imola, Austria and Brazil. You can also customise them during Grand Prix mode and multiplayer, where you're able to run the sprint mode in whatever tracks you want. I think sprint races are a good addition to the F1 games, and I'm almost certain that a lot of leagues out there will be trying this out in their league racing seasons. We now move on to features that have never been on the F1 games before, and we start with F1 Life. F1 Life is the new social player hub, allowing players to show off their collection of supercars, fashion, accessories and trophies. It also serves as a multiplayer lobby where players will be able to view their friends' avatars and hubs. You can customise your driver avatar in terms of casual wear and race wear, customise your space, as well as choose what supercars you would like. Cody's have brought some great brands to F1 Live, such as Puma, and it's great that they brought well-known brands into the game, as well as raise awareness to brands I've never heard before. You can get these clothing items through the brand shop and unlocking them through Podium Pass. Even though F1 Life is something I won't be spending a lot of time on, I've got to admit that Codemasters and EA have done a really good job with this, and I'm very, very impressed. They did say they'll be bringing more brands and items in the future as well, and I'm really excited for that. Supercars makes its debut in the F1 games, and I couldn't be more excited. It's only available in single player mode through time trial, Pirelli Hot Lap challenges through Career and My Team, as well as special challenges. Supercar tokens are unlocked through miles driven in-game and cannot be purchased through the store. You can also do the Pirelli Hot Lap challenges in the main menu. Throughout those challenges, there are different modes you can compete in, and if you reach a certain milestone, you can get medals, such as gold, silver and bronze. Let's go through those modes in a lot more detail. Average speed zone is where you take on the challenging section of the circuit in which the average speed is measured. The best speed over 3 attempts is the final result, and any track invalidations will result in a disqualification from that round. Autocross is where you navigate through some carefully placed cones as quickly as possible, and if you hit or miss a cone gate, you will get time penalties. Time attack is where you do 2 laps around the track in the fastest possible combined time. Rival duel is where you battle an AI opponent in equal machinery, and it takes place over 3 rounds. If you win all 3 duels, you'll get a gold medal. Checkpoint challenge is where you race around the track to cover the target distance before time runs out. Additional time is added to your limit with each checkpoint crossed. Please note, I didn't try drifting on this game because I didn't want to embarrass myself, and to be honest, I'm not very good. I got to admit, supercars are a lot of fun to drive on this year's game. Even though it's a mode I won't be driving very often, I really do hope they add more tracks to these modes, as well as introduce a way of racing supercars in multiplayer in the future. Virtual reality makes its debut in F1 22 on PC, and if you're wondering which VR headsets are supported, these are the HTC Vive, the HTC Vive Cosmos, the Valve Index, the Oculus Quest 2 and link cable, and the Oculus Rift S. Hopefully, this mode will provide the most immersive F1 racing experience today. I really do hope it's introduced to consoles, in particular the PlayStation VR, because I would really want to try that. There has been some significant audio changes, including the ability to change your commentators. In the English version, you could change it from David Croft to Alex Jakes, and that is a very good feature. And there's also some cutscenes where you can hear Natalie Pinkham. There's also customization in other regions too. One of the abilities of having the Champions Edition is the ability to drive the safety car. I was able to drive both the Aston Martin and the Mercedes safety cars around Silverstone, and it was so entertaining, and that was one of the first things I did when I first played the game, and you're able to use those in time trial. You can't have it in the standard edition, so if you want these safety cars, please make sure you get the Champions Edition. Also available in the Champions Edition is My Team icons, including some new ones, such as Jack Villeneuve, Mark Webber and Nico Hülkenberg. F2 cars are back on this year's game, and you're able to race with the 2021 cars, with an update with 2022 season content coming in the near future. There's also sprint screen racing for 2 players, as well as the acclaimed 10-year career mode. I wasn't able to test out multiplayer fully because there wasn't enough of us to make a full lobby, but in the near future, when the game fully comes out, I'll definitely make a separate video with my thoughts on multiplayer. So what are my final thoughts on the F1 22 game? Well, there's been some huge improvements. Even though some elements remain the same, I really do like the new features such as My Team starting points, the immersive and broadcast styles, and the supercars. I really do hope that multiplayer makes a huge improvement this game, but obviously only time will tell. I really like the AI on this year's game. I'm able to have more close wheel-to-wheel racing, and I really hope it has the same effect in multiplayer as well. I also talked about improvements that I think should happen in future titles, such as the ability to play supercars on multiplayer and stuff like that. And it's not too late to pre-order F1 22. The game releases on July 1st with the Standard Edition, and you can get it 3 days early with the Champions Edition, also with F1 22 New Era content, F1 Live Starter Pack, new My Team icons, safety cars, and 18,000 pit coins. EA Play members can save 10% when you pre-order F1 22 with an EA Play membership, which is $3.99 per month. I would like to say thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to see more F1 22 content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on so you know when to see a video from me next. But that is not all. I'm streaming some F1 22 My Team right now on my Twitch channel, so check the Twitch link in the description for more F1 22 goodness. And I'll see you very soon for another video. Goodbye!